We got Coach Autry now. And
we do?
Yeah. And, Coach, I don't know if you heard us, but the big question everybody is asking because of the Draymond Green thing is, are there plays set up to run Chris Bell off of screens? Like we all saw it with Routens, Jerry, all the other shooters, and it seems like he's in the corner a lot.
Well, we do have plays to get Chris shots. Obviously, he's a big part of when you talk about getting 3-point shots, he's a guy that we look for. I thought our team did a really, really good job of finding him in the NC State game. Playing out of our offense. I thought he got 8 organic shots, maybe 7. We came out of a timeout and we ran one for him, but we ran a couple of other ones in the second half, and they blew him up. And obviously they were he was hot already, so they were going to make sure that they didn't get a chance to get him loose. And we still had a couple of times where we could have got him another shot or two organically, and we didn't. But I think the biggest thing about even with Draymond is, or that comment, I understand what he's talking about. I understand what he's saying, but I'm not sure he's really familiar, and I don't know if most people are really, really familiar with, the type of shots that certain shooters can make and take at a higher percentage. All right, and I think that's the biggest thing. The type of shots that certain guys can make. You got guys that are pin down guys. You got guys that are flare guys. You got guys that are, step in guys. It's all types of different shooters. And so I think that's where, if there's any type of, argument to be made, I think that would be it, concerning that comment. And for other people to understand, it's just, we know exactly the best shots and the highest percentage shots that our guys can make.
Coach, I did want to get your thoughts just on the win in general. And, Paulie and I were talking about it, to go from the high of beating North Carolina and then the low and the disappointment of losing to Georgia Tech on the road. And you chose to keep the team on the road for a couple of days. And we talked to you about that last week, about, hoping that it would bring them together and maybe take some of the pressure off, just kind of staying on the road and some team bonding there. How were you able to turn around a few days later and win a road game against a very desperate NC State team in the fashion that you did? I would imagine that's not an easy thing to do, coming off a loss like that, to turn around and have a performance like that on Tuesday.
And I give all the credit to my players. I've said it all along from the beginning of the year. This is a very, very competitive group, and they love to play, they love to compete. They have a lot of resilience. They have that chip on their shoulder, and I have that chip as well. We all think, that we don't get, a lot of appreciation that we should sometimes, or even for our effort. Again, you lose games, but like I told those guys, versus Georgia Tech, we lost a game. But could we have played better? Absolutely. But it was sometimes, our defense was good enough. 65 points, it's good enough. Now towards the end, obviously you can point out, oh, we didn't get a rebound here, which we didn't. But I thought it came back on our offense. I thought we took some decent shots. I thought we missed some shots that we typically would make, and I thought that was a difference. But the rebounding is a byproduct of our shot selection. So that's why those numbers were at. And again, we took good shots against NC State, took good shots against North Carolina. The rebounding numbers are not a difference, So again, but I thought it was all to these guys. This is a competitive group, and again, our season, we're playing in a tough league, and we got a lot of quality teams in this league, and our season will play out. Like I said, our season is live until the last game we play. And we'll see where we at, and that's the mentality that we have.
We had a caller ask us yesterday, and we wanted to get your thoughts on this. The end of the game situation, it's tied at 83. You had 2 possessions with the game tied at 83. One of the possessions, JJ took it to the basket, got a good look, missed it. Quadir missed the putback. And then on the following possession, after he got a stop, it was the ball in Quadir's hands. He drove, got fouled, made the 2 free throws. You end up winning the game. And the caller was asking, is that call coming from the sideline, who you want the ball in the hands because of, or does that kind of organically happen and the ball happened to be in Quadir's hands and he made a play there? Was that like a matchup you were trying to take advantage of, or is that just the flow of the game and Quadir tried to make a play on his own?
No, that was a matchup that we were calling. They probably can't see us, because of the angle of the cameras during the game, but that was the matchup that we wanted, and we didn't want to call a timeout to try to let them set up or try to change anything. Quadir, we had the matchup that we wanted, and we got him and Malik into that two-man action, and he made a great read and a great drive and put pressure on the rim, and that's what we needed. But again, despite what people think, we play in concepts. I keep telling, I don't think some people understand what concepts is and spacing. Again, you can run plays. Once the play gets blown up, now you got to play basketball. And I thought, for the first half of the NC State game, we played with some spacing and some natural organic basketball, two-man basketball, making the reads. I thought Malik did a great job. I thought our guards did a good job of getting him the ball in the middle and letting the defense collapse and making the right decisions or getting all the way to the basket or taking shots. I thought that was, really one of our better offensive halves all year against NC State.
Coach, we talked about Quadir Copeland. He's fun to watch. What did you make of his play? And is it fun for you to watch as a coach the way he plays?
I love the way Quadir, his tenacity, his approach, his affection, his passion that he has. Every now and then, you just try to make sure he doesn't go overboard. But, NC State, we needed every bit of his energy. We needed every bit of his passion. He was just a warrior, man. He was all over the place. We talk about his 25 points, but he had two blocks, I believe, a block or two that was really huge, and an offensive rebound where he literally held the guy off and just finished it with one hand. It was a big play that we needed. But Quadir, he does everything. He gives you everything you have, and that's all you want as in the coach. Now, sometimes does he make the best decisions? Like any players, they don't. Everybody makes mistakes. Mistakes is a part of the game. I always say the team that can make the least amount of mistakes, you give yourself a better chance to win. But I just love everything about Quadir, the way he competes when he's between those lines.
You brought up Malik Brown also, and it felt like the ball in the first half was running through him. Is that something you're going to look to do more? He led the team in assists. Is maybe use him as a facilitator on offense?
We take what the defense gives us. I think we try to create situations where the ball can move and then play out of that. I thought our guards did a good job of hitting them in that short roll area last game, but sometimes that's not there. Sometimes it's not there, and now you got to kind of adjust and do something else. So. But Malik's a guy that he can make passes. Obviously, he's starting to shoot the ball a little bit better. But he's really good in certain situations, and we try to get the ball to him in certain situations. And this game is still growing. Offensively, I think he made a couple of drives which he can finish better. He's starting to be a little bit more aggressive and take advantage of those options.
All right, let's look ahead, Coach, to the next game, and that is Notre Dame on Saturday. And it's a Notre Dame team that's been hovering near the bottom of the conference all year, but they've won 3 in a row all of a sudden. Virginia Tech, Georgia Tech, Louisville, with 3 wins in a row. They're playing well. What do you expect to see out of the Irish? What stands out to you about this team?
One thing is they're one of the best defensive teams in our league. I think they're in second behind Virginia. Very good defensive team. Offensively, they have a playbook. Coach Shrewsbury is a very, very good coach. They're well coached, they're disciplined, and they fight. I think the biggest thing about them is I think people may remember he had a press conference, after I think they lost to Citadel, and he kind of expressed his displeasure with his team. And ever since then, they have competed harder than anyone in the country. They fight you. They're a good defensive team, and offensively, they do a lot of really good things. Sharing the ball, they got one of the best freshmen in the country, including two freshmen. His son, Shrewsbury, who can shoot it, and Burton, a guard that is, electric in the open court, fast with the ball, kind of is the key to them. But very physical team, very good team. Again, their record does not indicate the type of team that they are and how they're playing right now.
Yeah, and to that point, they have 10 ACC losses, 5-10 in conference play. 6 of those 10 losses are by 10 points or less, including several that were just one-possession games, could have gone either way. I have to ask you about this being Jim Boeheim Day. I know that you've got a game to worry about, an opponent to worry about, but it is going to be a special day inside the Dome on Saturday, honoring a coach that, he gave his life to Syracuse University, right, as a player, as an assistant, and as a head coach for 47 years. Can you speak, Red, just to what, Jim Boeheim has meant to you and, both personally and professionally?
Well, Coach, he's has several hats for me, a mentor. I think that's the biggest one, giving me the opportunity. He showed me things just the way he operated, loyalty, family. When you talk about basketball, one of the greatest basketball coaches of all time, a bright mind, someone that's always going to be there for him, for his players. I can just go on and on about what he has meant to me, but obviously to this community. And when you think about Syracuse basketball, Jim Boeheim is the next thing that comes with. And we've had great players, but he's been the catalyst. He's been there, ushering us through this as a player, and then, taking over the program as a coach and taking it to, what I call the standard, what we all know is the standard. And, I didn't need it. I have enough pressure trying to win a game. Now I'm really trying to win a game on his day. It's even more pressure. So thanks, Coach. But I'm excited for it. I hope we can play well. I hope we can, enjoy that day and celebrate that day. But regardless of the result of our game, this is well deserved, and I'm just happy to be a part of it.
All right, one final question for you. A question in our chat is Peter Carey available to go against Notre Dame, or is he still out?
You know what? I'll find that out when I get off the phone with you guys. I have a meeting with our trainer, so I'll find that out. See if he can go. I'm hopeful, but I'm not 100% sure. So I got to see what it is. When you start talking about, these concussions or protocols and all this other stuff, you just never know, how that works out.
All right, Coach, as always, we appreciate the time. Best of luck on Saturday. We'll talk to you again next week.
Thanks, guys. Take care.
All right, Adrian Autry joining us, brought to you every week by Oswego County Mutual and by Labatt. And with that, we'll hit a timeout. We'll open up the phone lines, 315-437-7644. Back after this on ESPN Radio.